Hi guys, thank you very much for visiting Epic Kites. Right now you are under the product page and you are looking at the Renegade kites. Right in front of me we have the Renegade 7. Again, the Renegades come in 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 plus the lightweight machine, the Infinity Renegades. So because of all your inputs and help, we're able to come up with an amazing product this year. Actually, the Renegades 2011 in the magazine was voted one of the best kite all around, best relaunch, best performance for all around riders. So the magazine really liked the Renegade. So because of all your inputs, if 2000 were really nice, you're going to be very impressed with the third generation Renegade kites. Now, if you are a rider that's looking for an all-around kite, a kite that does jumping, for wave riding, for unhook, for wake style, for teaching, for all-around riding style, then the Renegade is the kite of your choice. The Renegade is very, very stable. Relaunch is so easy. You don't even need to put it, I mean, it goes in the water and it's sitting there waiting for you to take off. The Renegade, they are my personal wave kites. That's what I use. I use the Renegades for the surf. The Renegades come inside the bag. It comes with a set of 15-meter lines, so it comes with a stock bar, which is 22-meter lines. But then if you want to teach, or if you want to do some crazy kite loops, or if you want to use in the surf, then you change the lines, you remove the 22-meter lines and put 15, so then you use 15. And me, for my riding style, I love using the Renegades with 50-meter lines in the surf. But then depending, I also like it in 22-meter lines, depending if it's onshore, side off, just depending, but 15 are amazing. So that's why we decided in 2011 to add a set of 50-meter lines into the bag, and for this year, the third generation, we're doing the same. But also, what we did extra for this year, in the bag, we add a mesh bag. Let me show you. So inside the bag, inside the kite, you're going to have another bag. This bag. I did unzip the mesh. Everything is very nice, you know. So I zipped it, so you can put your kite, and you don't need to inflate the struts. So it fits all inside there, and it keeps the kite, if it's wet, it keeps it dry away from the bag. So this is a smaller bag than this one. So that's another feature that we added to the third generation. All the kites will have that. The Screamer, the Renegade, the Judge, the Infinity, all these kites will have the extra mesh bag inside the other bag. So anyway, now let's pay attention to the details we put on the Renegade. You can see we always make sure that we top notch of quality. You can see here on the treading edge we have this scruff pad that helps, like when you drag your kite on the pavement, it really helps maintaining the treading edge from not, and the strut from not scratching. Also here, reinforcement on the treading edge. And right here also, what we did add, we add another 2 extra centimeters on each side and reinforced with tape on the inside. You'll see later on. So that makes it puts a lot of reinforcement on the struts, around the struts. When the kite falls on the water and hits, you know, some of the kites from different companies, even ours, tend to sometimes rip. But that's also because of, you have to pay attention to your kites. You know, you relaunch on the beach, a small inch or even 2 centimeters of a shell will rip it. You know, and then if you land your kite really hard, after a while, it will absorb the shot and go through them. So pay attention. If you find some small holes, you know, even that small, here or on leading edge or on the canopy, try to patch them, because if you don't, it will, the stretch is going to go, the strength is going to go from there and just going to rip your kite. So if you see something, just patch immediately. Don't wait. It happened to me a few times. So I saw the small thing. I'm like, oh, I better patch this. And then one day a customer took it, slammed the counter, you know, I was very upset, and I'm like, no, it's my mistake, there was a rip right there, and I showed him the start, so don't worry about it. So from now on, every time I see a small rip, I just patch it, you know, and it's better to patch from the inside, so it doesn't look bad. But anyway, again, pay attention to the EVA. This is very nice EVA. We have this on all the kites, and what that does is for the water, it helps grab the water. Again, the Renegade was voted one of the best relaunched kites in the market, so for the snow, the Renegade is amazing too. Here too, we have an EVA pad on the leading edge, which reinforces the attachment of the bridles, but also when the kite is on the ground, it helps not scratching. So also, please do not pump your kite on the asphalt, because all that dragging and everything will tear and wear your kite very fast. Okay, again, you can see how we pay attention to all the details. And here also, you'll see here, this is where you put your pump. You put the ball here and you close it. Okay. You can also use a fifth line. Our kites don't need a fifth line. All our bars come with 4 lines. You don't need a fifth line. Some of the companies use a fifth line for 2 ways, because the kite tends to jellyfish, so they need something stable, sturdy to hold it. So they use a fifth line, and that will hold it. Our kites don't need that because they're strength. I mean, they're pure rock solid. And also, other companies use a fifth line so you can relaunch it. Our kites relaunch so easy, you don't need a fifth line. But if you have a bar and you feel like using your fifth line, then go ahead. This is the attachment, and you're all set to go. Again, if we go on the inside here, you'll see how narrow the struts go at the end. Very, very narrow. And you can see the tape I mentioned earlier. You see how wide the tape is around the struts. So those are more reinforcement we did. And if something happens to the bladder of your struts, it's so thin at the end of the strut that we did put a zipper right here, right next to the leading edge. And this is where you remove your bladder from. If you want to repair, you just open it here and remove it. But if you want to check how to repair bladders, just go under how to, and there's videos on how to repair struts, bladders, anything you want to. So now let's go on the inside, the kite. Okay, now we are inside the canopy here, inside the kite, so you can see more details of the kite. Right here, for this year, what we did is, because of your input, we add also a neoprene. So there's a clamp cleat here, so a clamp right here that you can lock it if you want, or unlock it if you don't. So if you want to lock the one pump, you just squeeze it, and if you want to lock it, you just open it, and then the neoprene helps it protect it. We also add O-ring in it, and so for this year you don't need to use zip ties. It's very easy. You slide the O-ring and you pull out the tube out. You can see we're using the same deflate and also inflate valve. We've been working on a twist-on valve, and it's been giving us a lot of problem. So I'd rather have something that works very good 110% than being stuck on an island and losing the valve, or the threads are not working anymore. So again, we're still working on it, but for now we're going to go with this. Those types of valves, they've been working, so why not using them? Also, you can see here right now the Renegade. I like to pump my kites really, really hard, around 11 psi, sometimes 12 psi. But usually when I do this, I release the that security elastic, so when the kite hits the water really hard, if it's a lot of pressure, then this will open, the air that's going to come out, instead of blowing my leading edge. A lot of schools do that. They don't put the elastic on it, so because of the students, but also a lot of schools don't inflate really hard. So if you're a kiter that's learning and everything, my suggestion is don't inflate really hard. Just inflate to maybe 9 psi and lock it. You'll be fine. But if you pump it to 12 psi really hard, my suggestion, if you're going to crush a lot of kite, remove one of the elastic. You can remove this one or remove this one. It doesn't matter. One of them. Don't release both of them. Just one of them. Again, here I showed before. There's a zipper right here, and this is where you remove the your bladder, your stop bladder, if you want to replace it. You can see here the tape I mentioned all the way, so we add more reinforcement. You'll see also here how the sewing is made. This is a very well reinforced, so it's folded 3 times and then sewn. And then these are the lines. This is we use a cook-proof method all these years, so this is where your brake lines will go. The nut will go here, and it's gray. All the lines are gray. And if you want to put your the right side of the bar, it goes on the blue. So it's all cook-proof, and on the left side, it's going to be red. One nut. Again, here you can see very thin the reinforcement here. Very thin struts. So this is about the Renegades. So now check under the media and the videos, and look more of the how-to and things you want to do, and also under the product, check also on the videos and the product on the Renegade, and see more about the way the Renegade flies, how it relaunch, and all that, so you can choose which kite is best suited for you. Okay, so this is about the Renegade, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Okay? See, he's using the Renegade 9 with the Reef 511, and I'm using the Renegade 11 on 15-meter lines with the Reef ATV 57. With both kites and both boards, we're having a great time. But I think in marginal condition and mushy waves, the ATV Reef 57 is the best weapon to go with. All the Epic kites, Renegade, Screamer, Dodgers, they're perfectly trimmed. So you can unhook the kite anytime you want, and the kite will not stall. For example, you can just unhook it, grab the kite in front of you, and just have a good time, wave ride, and the kite stays right in front. And then if you want to hook it back in, then bring it back, hook it, and you're all set. So, right now I'm using the Renegade 13, and I'm using 22-meter lines. It comes with 50-meter lines, but seems the wind is way more, so I'm not sure. I'd rather have long lines to catch the wind. Now that's what we call easy relaunching.